What's poppin', y'all? It's Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which direction you want to take after a while. At some point, everybody gets sick and tired of being sick and tired. So you either gonna keep making lefts or you gonna figure out how to make a right. You feel me? So before I get into the title of my video, I want to give a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. So hey, look, the title of this video is going to be when you do not know who you are and you allow another human being to curse you. You know what I'm saying? But again, you can look at it in many different ways, and you can take the curse into a blessing, or you can make the curse take over you forever. You know what I'm saying? And it is just a human being that you do not know, someone that has a built up of very negative energy passed down from generations to generations, and it has acquired a lot of built up negative energy inside themselves. These people have the ability to cause a lot of trouble, as well as possibly hurt other human beings. But the crazy part about it is that usually these cursed spirits are hidden well from human perception. You have to have the ability to really be able to see, to know what you're getting yourself into. Because if you don't, that person will curse you for the rest of your life. And you will be trying to figure out why things are never going right, but always going wrong. And that is because this person has a cursed spirit living inside of them. It is an empty shell of a person that experienced something that allowed the cursed spirit to take over. It does nothing but harbor in so many negative emotions, pent up and built up, that after so long the mask will fall and they will unleash those negative built up emotions. And who knows what the end result of that can be. But I do know that your life can go from having a certain image in your head to going down the drain very fast and very quickly. So you have to be very mindful and aware that the best thing you could do to help yourself is know who you are, so you could see. And I'm not talking about through your eyeballs. I'm talking about through the spiritual sight. Therefore, you'll be able to see this cursed spirit very visually. Also, being able to know who you are so that you do not jump into anything too fast, especially when you really truly don't know a person. They can appeal to all your vices and be able to slither in so quick that you don't even know what you're getting into. And by the time you actually feel like you realize what's going on, it could be too late. These cursed spirits are very well hidden from regular human perception. You have to be able to see from a different version of yourself to be able to see these cursed spirits, because they hide very well and they mimic and study human behavior so good that oftentimes, I'm telling you, before you realize that you are interacting with a cursed spirit, it is too late. And let me remind you of something. When you finally do realize, oh man, what you have gotten yourself into, and you have opened the vision of being able to see through your spiritual insight, the effects of putting yourself into a curse with a cursed person could linger on for a very long time. It takes constant work, constant patience, and constant getting to knowing yourself to be able to finally get rid of the symptoms that come with interacting with a cursed person. Now, it could be a blessing and a curse because it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Them interacting with someone that could be blessed, and you interacting with someone that could be cursed. And either way, if the person is able to see through their spiritual eyesight, there is a lot of lessons learned in between both of the two. But understand and know that they were attracted to each other through their demons. That is why the bond was almost inseparable. But it is very, very harmful to each other, that at times it's very unbearable. You have to really be able to see at some point to get yourself out of the lane that you're driving yourself down. Because it may seem good at first, but then it's only a matter of time before the rabbit hole starts to form. Because this person is very well aware of the destruction and the chaos, the trouble, the bad relationships that they cause. They know what they're very well aware of. It is just they found someone that is very insecure of themselves. So it was very much easy for them to slide in and take over until it gets to a point where the rabbit hole forms for both of you guys, and then they feel they no longer can use you because they've sucked you dry, and so they go somewhere else feeding off of someone else. You just don't even realize it or pay attention to it because they're so clever at what they do. But they're constantly on the search for other people to use because they're never satisfied with one person, because it's only a matter of time before that person catches on to who they really are. So in order to acquire what they need out of life, they have to constantly be on a search for others, because they know at some point a person will catch on to what's going on and they will have to abandon ship. This is what they do. And they tend to take over people that, you know what I'm saying, have empty vessels and went through traumatic experiences. And you can be able to tell by just paying attention of actions, the things people say, how people feel. You know what I'm saying? They're not speaking no lies. But then again, you know what I'm saying? You have to realize some people give people the benefit of the doubt. And that in turn will be their curse. You could be a blessing to them to finally see someone that truly cares about them, and now you become the curse in their life. Understand and know it'll be a set of circumstances and instances that have happened to you that have never happened to you before in your life, and you'll basically be living out the version of a person's life in their head. Everything that's, you know what I'm saying, they went through has now been passed down to you. You basically took on a form of their life when you interacted with them. And listen, let me tell you something. When sex gets involved, oh baby, listen, curse inherited immediately. You know what I'm saying? And you can take it as a good experience or a bad experience. It's really up to you on what you learn out of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if I were you, I would take the blessing out of it, because that's how you elevate. Because the more you sink, the more it gives them gratification, knowing that them taking their power away from you made you wither away and die, because that's how they feel in the inside. It will give them great satisfaction to know that you didn't prevail, you didn't succeed, you didn't elevate after they left. They will probably be celebrating in the fact that that happened to you. But when you stand on business and you take that as a lesson and you remain strong and you build up everything that you are, it silently kills them to know that now they have to take responsibility and accountability for who they really are. And you are a destructive person that comes into people's life to intentionally cause pain, only because it's not really you that operates in there. It is a cursed spirit that operates your vessel due to you leaving who you really are a long time ago when you experienced a traumatic experience. You know, you're very well aware of who you are, and you're very well aware of what you do. And you knew exactly the moment in time when you completely left who you were. and your soul operated solely out of inhabiting other people's soul. You can't care about other people because you don't care about yourself. These cursed spirits are very powerful, and then some of them can be very weak. But one thing I do know is that they are very good at hiding from normal human perception. You have to be able to see through your spiritual lens to be able to see these cursed spirits. If not, you will be tricked out your position, because they will make sure they squeeze every ounce of happiness and love that you ever had inside of yourself. And when they feel like they have drained you all the way down to the bottom, that is when they get the best satisfaction. But what you fail to realize is that they've already been in communication with someone else. So now that they've abandoned you, took you away from your friends, took you away from your family, took you away from everything you know, and you have nowhere to turn to, they're going to abandon you for the next supply. Baby, listen. Let me help y'all understand something. It's real, and it exists. That is why it is so very insightful to get to know who you are, because they are roaming this planet with everything that is attended to the vices we had when we were younger. A person that looked good, you feel me? Finesse you straight out your drawers into the pits of hell. You feel me? Someone that likes to have a good time all the time. Finesse you straight out your spirit, straight in the pits of hell. You know what I'm saying? Someone that just constantly likes to spend money all the time will make you broke and send your ass straight in the pits of hell. And they will send you so deep into that pit of hell that you can't make it out. You done burnt every bridge. You done walked off every ledge dealing with them. And they're so cunning and conniving that they're already was on the hunt for another new supply when they started seeing that they no longer could suck your energy out of you. They're very dangerous, and be very mindful, because they're so slick at what they do. You can miss it if you ain't paying attention. And it's so easy to become attracted to these cursed spirits when you also have the same demons living inside yourself that you have yet healed and processed. It is like a moth to a flame, because you're instantly attracted to it. It's like you just can't pull away until you get to a point where you realize you have to pull away, because if you don't, it is going to be a string of things that is bad that's going to happen. And you will get the signs. Don't ignore them. You know what I'm saying? And when that happens, they will give you every emotion that they have studied and watched just to try to get you to sink in. And then as soon as you leave, oh man, they start going around saying all types of bad stuff about you, only speaking on, you feel me, their perception of you or how it was, and silently cursing you behind your back. They already low-key didn't like you because they knew that you were not a cursed spirit. They knew that you were a blessing to their life. They just didn't know the repercussions that come with you, but they knew the repercussions that come with them. And then you're trying to figure out your life and look at it like, why is all this stuff happening to me when you know who you are and what you stand on? It's because you've been cursed by a cursed spirit, a shell of a person that doesn't realize who they are. They have the opportunity to regain their soul and heal the past if they're willing to. Choice is ultimately up to them. You know what I'm saying? I never had an experience like that until now, and boy, when I tell you, it's a lesson learned. But on the bright side is the fact that I understood where the deep healing needed to be done, and this was pent up energy from decades of unprocessed emotions that had nothing to do with me, just was instilled in my bloodline, and I was born with it. You feel me? So listen, be very mindful and be very aware of the fact that your life speaks to you. It talks to you. It gives you warning signs. It clearly lets you know where you headed. And you either gonna listen to those signs or you not. And I have to honestly say the biggest blessing ever in my life is the ability to understand that what's not for you is not for you and be able to let it go, because I'm the type of person that I see stuff in people far longer than I need to, and that'll hold me back. But I had the ability to be able to see this period in time at this exact time and be able to, you know what I'm saying, part ways before it got too out of control, because I would have dug myself so deep in the rabbit hole I wouldn't have been able to get out, and who knows where that would have led to. So understand and know that if you're willing to do the work, God, angels, ancestors, Allah, whoever you deem to hold your head above water will help you, because they clearly see, you know what I'm saying, that you have the strength needed to be able to fight the demons that come with this cursed person. You can do it. But everybody else would have probably failed because they would have got in over their head and they would have crashed out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's an insane game. Oftentimes you do be thinking about crashing out. You do be thinking about all the answers to why and what's going on. But then when you start to see the blessings that are formed, when you finally have the ability to stop the buildup of this negative energy right here, right now, is such a blessing. Sometimes I be wanting to cry. For real. Because you never realize how your life is determined by that pent-up energy. You never realize that the reason why you feel all these emotions is not that because they're yours, but because you've inherited them. And oftentimes people are not strong enough to break them, so you end up being cursed by the same very thing. Too much pent-up negative energy is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But again, it could be a blessing or a curse, depending on how you take it. But one thing I do know is only the strong will survive. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's a war zone right now.